Hey, what? Jeez, it kind of. I was doing my
Sorry.
intro, and I was kind of like, yeah, and then you went, yeah. So you might as well just stepped all over my face. But here we go. Welcome to
You'll be
another
fine.
episode. And you did it again. Well, welcome to another episode of Nightmare Road. I, of course, am one of your hosts, Decon, here with a very, very drunky.
Not drunk yet. Ash the Oracle.
And today, and today, we have a very interesting episode. This is something that I've probably seen around a lot recently and all the social medias and stuff like that.
It's kind of weird, huh?
Yeah, so I decided, you know what? Why not? Why not talk about this? So, can you please let the audience know what we're talking about?
Well, from what I've researched, the was supposed to be forgotten Lilith.
Lilith or Lilo or Lilithu.
She's amazing. I'll just say that.
Yeah, the history is
I like her.
is pretty interesting. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those things where you like really see the popularity. Like I think soared like the 19 nine. Let's see,
Probably
1915 ish is when it really
when
became a thing.
I would say when like witch hunts started happening.
You think so?
From what I've read, it's like because they were so basically what Lilith stands for is she is the ultimate feminist. She does not conform to submission, anything like that. Okay. So a lot of witches do look to her. And I feel like back in the day, they were probably looking to her a little bit more, like how she's coming about now.
Yeah, there's a lot of that in the family, which to me it's like okay, but remember that Lilith only had one master.
Mm, yes and
So
no.
in Mesopotamia, okay, so originally Lilu or Lilithu had one master, and you guys are probably this is one thing that there's such a huge disservice to this thing, and a lot of it is The Exorcist, and it's Pazuzu. You know Pazuzu, the
Yes.
demon. So Pazuzu, he's supposed to be he's the entity of the wind. So he is supposed to come in and either bring disease or get rid of disease. And he had a maiden. He had a somebody that basically like when there was, let's say there was too many births going on, he would bring in his maiden that was Lilith. And Lilith was, interestingly enough, um, the whole thing with Lilith began thousands of years ago. A lot of people think hundreds, but it's actually thousands of years.
Mm-mm.
Um,
She
I
was
would say,
Adam's first wife.
yeah, I've heard that I think
That
that's
is my favorite story. Her origin story is the best that I have ever heard.
I like it for a couple of reasons. Number one, you
I
know
like
how
it
I
for
view.
many.
Well, first, my view on women. I think that they have their place in the kitchen. So,
Fuck.
so, uh, so when you have, Adam. Okay, this is the story. Okay, it's not in the Bible. It's not biblical. It's more
Are
of a folktale. So, supposedly,
no, it was erased from the Bible.
no, it was not.
Yes, it was.
No, it no, it.
It was purposely erased from the Bible
We can
because
have.
we are going to debate about this for the next hour, aren't we?
Yeah. Okay. So it was not erased from the Bible, but there was stories that were being passed around. But remember, the sources that you're citing also said that Lilith had such a desire for Adam that she would come
She
looking for
didn't.
him. Yes, she did.
No,
It's it's
mm,
it's literally in the text that she had such a desire for
yes
Adam
and
that she
no.
would return. This is the origin of the oh no, this is the origin of the succubus, by the way, for those of you that don't know.
Yes.
So Adam, wanted to be, this is okay, again, like I said. So
There's
she
so
wanted to
many
be
stories about
she
her.
wanted to be on top. And Adam's like,
Yes, she
"No,
did.
I'm going to be on top." And then she didn't so
Because she wanted to be his equal. They were essentially born, so they were essentially born from the same soil. So she was like, we are equal. We were born from the same thing. So why do you think you have power over me? Because you don't.
so Adam's like, "All right,
Ultimate feminist.
you don't let me be on top, get out." So so he
She chose exile.
so she leaves, right?
Hmm.
She leaves and then she comes back while he's sleeping because it said that she desired his seed so much while he's sleeping, she rides him. So then finding out, and this is according to the ancient story. So then according to the story, she goes and then she takes his seed while he's asleep. He sees what happened and he's very upset. So she flees because now she flees and she runs away because now she's like, damn, he's gonna get me and he's gonna whatever the hell. So she runs away to the desert, right? And then she's in the desert and she makes a deal with Adam. She says, look, if you let me visit you every 100 days, every 100 days, you just give me your seed and then I will go away. So supposedly he was like, deal. So she would come in and do the deed and then leave. And then
I'm guaranteed to get laid every 100 days.
every 100 days she would come in and do that and then she would leave. So then eventually she's so full of sorrow that it says that she strikes a deal with Samael, which is like a fallen angel. And then she was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm sad, I'm heartbroken. And then he's like, you can be my wife. So, but there's a trade-off, And then, so again, more deals. I don't understand what is it with these old stories and deals that were struck. So then
it's kind of weird.
So then the deal was you cannot have children. Like, you cannot have children of your own. You want to be.
Deal. Just kidding.
So then she agrees. So then, out of like sheer anger, she begins to visit pregnant women and small children, and then kill the babies.
Yep.
And kill the babies and kill the children. So they created an amulet, which the amulet of Lilith, and it's supposed to be. It's supposed to like invoke. Okay, so this is where the story, and this is why it's not in the Bible, is because supposedly. So because not well, it's dark, but also supposedly Adam in this story had an angel bodyguard. So this angel bodyguard would basically like keep Lilith away from him. So this necklace has like the symbol of this angel, and I guess the symbol of this angel, she's kind of like, ah, shit. So she stayed away. So then in the story, she went around, eating babies and killing, all these things.
Eating babies.
Well, yeah, supposedly she would eat them. So then Samael is kind of like,
you say it.
so then Samael was finally like, you know what? You need to leave. Like, you're getting out of control. The deal was this, and you're killing everybody. There's not enough people now. There's not enough children, so he leaves. Eventually, she comes into the servitude of Pazuzu. Pazuzu's like, listen, you can do whatever you want. Just there's only one thing I require from you is when I need you, you come. She's like, okay. So he's like, all right, and that's it. So whenever they said that, so whenever there was like a strong wind and a woman out there, whenever she miscarried or something like that, they're like, Lilith was here. So Lilith is mentioned in the Bible, in the book of Isaiah. It's known as Lilithu, which is the screech owl of the wilderness. So and it mentions her as if she's like a demon, right? Because the Bible talks about the spirits of the wilderness, which are these demonic entities that inhabit the wilderness. Some of them take the forms of jackals, some of them a frog, all this kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But whenever they mention the night screech owl, or the word in the Hebrew is Lilith, which is a screech owl. So
See, I actually like that better than Lilith, in all
yeah,
honesty.
yeah. So Lilith is a more of an English version of it. Like we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
make this like pronounced. So it's also a nice sounding name, Lilith. But
It's pretty.
the name originally is Lilithu. That's
I like Lilith better.
yeah, it's a nice name. So anyway,
It's a nice name.
so I think so. I mean, screech owl. I love screech owls. I think they're pretty badass. Anyways,
I have one on my
so
necklace right now.
of the screech owl,
Yeah, I have an owl on my necklace. Great.
you
So
seem to now have
scared.
like a like. What are all your necklaces? You're looking like Mr. T. What do you got
I
there?
am Mr. T. I I already showed you my cross, but I also have a Lilith necklace and then a friendship necklace that was made for me
Oh, nice.
because I'm
Um,
special.
yeah. So we're not gonna do the easy joke. So anyway, so
A
then,
witchy friendship necklace, to be exact.
ooh, from a
Mm-hmm.
mysterious witch out there. So
Who's probably gonna watch this episode? Love you.
so anyway, so then Lilith was like known as the what was one of the names for her was like the murdering mother of children, whatever it was, like a lot of names. So then
No,
eventually,
she's had. I honestly think that she was misunderstood.
so well, here's where we go.
I
So
do. I think she's
in
misunderstood.
Mesopotamia, in Babylon, later they start talking more about her, like in old texts, and how you
Mm-hmm.
had women out there that couldn't bear children, right? And they couldn't have kids, and they were barren. So these were people that were Babylonian. Babylonian was more like around the Hittite Empire. It's like
Yeah,
it's like modern
very
day.
old.
Yeah, it's like modern day Turkey and all that kind of stuff. So back then,
Yeah.
if you were a person that couldn't have kids, you were treated like garbage. You're like, well, you're useless. You can't bear me kids. Get out of here.
I mean,
So then all these women that were discarded because they were like, well, you can't do this, you can't do that. We're gonna treat you lesser than. So then they start forming these little groups. All these barren women. They forming these little groups, and then they start utilizing what is called, bowl magic. So they have these bowls, which was just a regular bowl that they put all their incantations in as a group. They put all their
mhm.
focus on. And then one of the stories, okay, this is one of
Kind
the
of
stories.
beautiful if you think about it.
Yeah, later they became more decorative, but in the beginning, it was just a clay bowl or a clay pot. So
It's like the beginning of covens.
yes, yeah, it's like the beginning of that, because these were women that were discarded. They're like,
Yep.
no one wants you, get out of here. So they form like a little
It's
group,
so sad.
and they say these women, and this is what's crazy. I love this story. Okay, this is where I think that this whole thing actually began, was here in this very spot. So these women get together and they're sharing their burdens with each other, right? And they're like, my husband, my master, because a lot of them were also slaves. Well, yeah, because they were slaves, right? My master doesn't look at me like he looks at his other slave girl. So they're all talking, and they're crying, right? They're talking to each other and they're crying. And this isn't a story. I love how romanticized this is, and I like to visualize this is what happened, how it happened. So they're crying into this bowl, and they're just speaking, and they're talking, and they're crying, and it says this bowl begins to fill up with tears, and then a screech owl comes in to where they're all sitting, and the screech owl takes a drink from this bowl, right? Takes a drink from the bowl and then just takes off. And it says that when they saw this, they took it as an omen. So they all began to like take a sip from the same bowl, and they felt,
Oh yeah.
It says they were overcome with a fury. Like they were no longer sad, they were angry, right? And they're like, fuck this, we're leaving. So then they banded together and they left together. they went somewhere
I
else.
mean,
And so then they went somewhere else, and they went to places like Egypt, looking for other women that were discarded, you know, and they were practicing their stuff, and they did it at night, and they were just like, it became like a little group, like a little club. And they say that they knew where to go because they were following this owl, this screech owl, which is like basically leading them. Eventually, they had a pretty big group, and they became like the sisterhood of Lilith. And this were like the first ever.
I want to join them. That sounds fun, but I
So,
have kids, so I wouldn't be a part of the club. That's fucked up. I want to be a part of the club.
no, you don't. So
Yeah,
so
that
anyway,
sounds like fun. Let's go.
but I mean, I can't join. I'm a boy. Anyway, it's women only.
Did you not watch my recent TikTok? Boys can do magic too. It's not just girls.
I can't. Anyway,
You need
so
to learn.
no, I know how. I
I'll
just
teach
can't.
you.
I have no magic. I have more of
I feel
anti.
like you do. Well,
I
the
have
anti
I have
the
more
you.
of anti magic. Anyway, so
That's in your blood.
so these women were so then they had this big group, right? They had these big group by this time, and they were all chanting together. And the way that the story is kind of told, it's almost as if they all had like a mass hallucination, and they began to see the sky, and they were seeing lights. And then like an owl came in the frame, and the owl had like the shape of a woman, but it had like the body of an owl, and it gave her name to this group. So they became like the maidens of Lilith, the ladies of Lilith too. So they became these women. So then supposedly they started to do like meditation and chants, and they began to learn how to do hexes, and they began to learn through this whole thing, right? They began to learn how to do all these things. So then Lilith became like the symbol for like anger and the symbol for like vengeance. So, and then that's one of the small group. And by the way, people are like, when was this? The 1960s? This was thousands of years ago.
This was a very long time.
This is a very long time ago, like 3,000 years ago. So, and then from there, these groups began to kind of splinter, and they form like into their own little groups, but they all have like the same origin. Like, for example, you have Morrigan witches out there, which worship like another entity, which also has wings. So I think that maybe translation got lost of what it's supposed to be, but they're like Morrigan witches, same concept, angry, curses and all kinds of shit. So
she was just the ultimate feminist, okay? And they're angry.
So I wonder now. So like what? Like, and it went away for hundreds of years. Like historically,
it did until a lot of women and some men, it was mostly women, started to rediscover the craft.
Gay man, I'm kidding.
And in all honesty, I feel like Lilith is a huge part of witchcraft, which I have recently discovered. Like when it comes to your shadow work, she is a great deity to lean to. Like that bitch knows her shit.
So okay, so there's two ways that you can come into like the worship of this, or this entity could be one of your guides or whatever you want to call it. There's the mainstream way where you see a lot of stuff, you're like, oh, this is pretty cool, or the ancient way where one day you're laying there at night and something in the shape of an owl is calling you at night, and you're like, what is this? And it's talking, so you've had that experience.
Recently happened.
So tell me about that. So what is that feeling like, if you want to describe it?
No, it was dark. Like it was honestly probably one of the darkest feelings I have ever experienced in my life. Like that is the main thing that I can describe it as. She didn't come to me as an owl though.
she came to you as okay. The best thing I
She
can
was in shadow.
what I was gonna say is, have you ever seen? There's a movie out there called Maleficent, and it's
Oh,
got like
that is one of my favorite movies of all time.
so. Do you know the Angelina Jolie character? It's got the horns. It's got the wings. That
Phenomenal. That
so
is
that
probably her best movie ever. Anyway,
so
sorry.
so that character which is portrayed, it's like flying, it was like heartbroken, it was all these things
Very
due to
similar to
betrayal.
Lilith.
Yeah, very similar to Lilith. So
Mhm.
I'm wondering if they took creative ideas from this story because it's very similar.
It is very similar, but Lilith is definitely darker. I mean, Maleficent is obviously a Disney movie. They can't go too dark with it
Yeah,
because it's freaking Disney. But,
tries to kill a kid.
well, and this is why I think Lilith is misunderstood. So, the origin story that I have is a little bit different than yours. The
Okay.
documentaries that I watched. I think the ones that I watched were more for Lilith, maybe. I don't know. So, the ones that I watched, she was born from the same soil as Adam. She was a wanderer. She liked to be by herself. She liked to go and actually feel the water as it changed temperature throughout the day. She liked to see how the flowers changed throughout the day, how some would close at nighttime, how some wouldn't, how the trees sounded. Like she would go up to the trees and just listen to the trees. But Adam had a schedule. Okay. He wanted to do things his way. She
As it
did
should
not
be.
want to do she did not want to do things his way. She wanted to go off and do her own thing. She wanted to make her own discoveries. And so I feel like she's been pushed out because she doesn't conform to what I don't want to say modern society because I feel like modern society has kind of gone away from it. But what used to be modern society, woman comes second to man. When she was born from the same soil, she wanted to be equal. Adam didn't want that. So God was like, oh, let's give you someone that's born from your body, from your rib. Oh, here's Eve. She will be submissive to you. So Lilith, rather than conforming to submission, she chose exile and chose to be her own person, which is why I think she's misunderstood.
I think that Eve
She's
had
amazing.
Eve was more okay. So Eve was taken directly from Adam's rib, right?
Yep,
And
and she was willing to conform to whatever he wanted because she was a part of him.
yeah, and that's
Lilith
why.
was not.
So that's why Adam said, this is flesh from my flesh and bone from my bone. And there's a
Yep,
reason why she was taken from the rib. So it's symbolic, right? There's so the
it is
term.
very symbolic.
That's why where the word woman comes from. She was taken out of
Hmm.
man. So the reason why is because under the rib, the arm when it comes down, it protects the ribs.
Yep.
So she was so symbolically, Eve was under Adam's protection. He's like, I'll protect you. Well, yeah, he's like, I'll protect.
Lilith was like, I'll protect my damn self, bitch.
Yeah. Lilith was more like,
Sorry.
well, Lilith was more like, well, I'm made from dirt, just like Adam, and we're just dirt, while Eve
We're
had more
just
meaning
dirt.
because she's not dirt. She's made like she's made of flesh, you know.
I think
So,
Lilith represents freedom in a way, though.
um, I think she
If you think about it.
I think she well, I think she represents more like I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. You know what I mean? Like you don't want me around, I'm not sticking
Well,
around.
okay,
Her whole character
let's
comes from Her whole character comes from Adam not accepting her or not, and then she's like, you know what, fuck this, and then she's
Well,
angry for the rest of her life. If she was more like independent, she wouldn't care. She's like, you know what, fuck this, I'm going somewhere else. And then she would become like the representation of like happiness, instead of like anger and like vengeance.
okay, so it's like,
I'll
okay,
throw
so
Lilith in the
let's
kitchen.
go back. Let's go.
I like my story better because
Like
it's
mine better, damn
why
it.
do you, why no mine's is cooler because like so in my story she didn't want
Women
to be.
are gonna like mine better.
I don't think so. I think that
I think
maybe
so
you come.
because women need to be independent and do their own thing. Damn it.
So in my story,
My
Lilith did.
false pretend muscles.
Yeah, she didn't even want to be worshipped. She was just a person, and then
She didn't. She was like, "Don't worship me, please
and then
don't."
they're in this cave, and all these women are just sad, and she's like, "What's going on over here?" And she's like, "I can connect with these women's sorrow," and then that's how it started. Like it's so much cooler, like the first ever magic bowl comes from women's tears, and then they're like, you know
I
what,
mean, that's
this,
pretty cool, but I like
what's
her bitchy side better.
so you definitely should get one of those magic bowls with the owl symbol.
Oh, it doesn't have an owl symbol, but I do have a bowl.
Just cry into it and then do your spells from there. Do your angry cries. But then as you see as time went on,
I don't want to save those. That's a bad idea.
it's like that movie Crybaby. You remember that movie?
I'm angry. I throw shit.
Was that the movie with you remember the movie Crybaby?
I've never seen it. Sorry.
So I think that's the movie where there's a girl that's like crying over Johnny Depp because they're separated or whatever, and she's
I
crying,
cry over that too.
and then she's crying into this jar, and it's like halfway full, and at the end she just drinks it.
I think I do the same thing.
You drink it, just anyway. So
over him, yeah.
Over Johnny Depp, those movies were so weird.
He's a beautiful man. Sorry. Anyways.
Oh, he was in Nightmare on Elm Street. That's like his first film, wasn't it?
No, his best film.
No, his first.
Okay, but I'm talking his best. His number one film for me, Finding Neverland. So good.
Which one's that one?
That one is the one where he comes across a lady with, I think she has two boys. Yeah, she has two sons. She's dying, and he like makes them fall into their imagination and not think so much about the hard situation they're in. It's an amazing movie.
Fall into your imaginations. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he's like their Peter Pan, which is why they called it Finding Neverland.
You know what's crazy? This is an episode about feminism and all kinds of shit, and you're talking and drooling over a guy like you're Lilith with Adam. You know what she's like? I want that.
When it comes to Johnny Depp, I will be his Lilith. If you ever watch this episode,
Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
No, you're too old for him.
I am not.
Yeah, he likes his girls like 18. Well, actually, he likes his girls 13, but now it's like 18 to like 25.
At least he conformed to 18 to 25.
Well, yeah, he almost got arrested. Anyway, so you know what's gross that I just found out?
We are so horrible.
Do you remember what's that guy's name from the Fast and the Furious? Paul Walker?
Don't stop it.
You know when he was 34? Do you know how old his girlfriend was?
Like 18.
16. He met her when she was 15. And her parents kind of like gave her, because he's rich, they're like, yeah, you can go ahead and. So there's pictures of him, a grown ass man on the beach with somebody that I thought was his daughter. It's like, no, dude. Yeah.
You know what? I lived in the same town that his family lives in. So
Turns out he's a pedophile. Anyway,
Don't talk about Paul Walker like that.
Geez, what is it?
Anyways, back to Lilith.
Anyway, so throughout the 1800s, it seemed like it began to slowly making a reemergence, the whole Lilith worship. And it was amongst, again, same concept. Women that felt like they were cast aside, maybe they didn't fit in, whatever it was. And they started,
witches.
And they started sneaking off at night into the forest. And then just worshiping.
Dancing around the fire naked.
Naked, burning their pubes. Fucking gross. Anyway, so you begin to kind of see that emergence. But then now...
God.
So then now you see, a reemergence again of Lilith. Or like now you see a lot more guys like doing that. Like, yeah, Lilith, I'm like, what do you guys say?
No, I think more men right now are leaning towards like paganism and practicing than I would say probably ever before. I'm seeing so much of it, and
I don't like it.
Why?
Because it seems like these men that are like, I'm gonna lean towards, paganism and witchcraft. It's like, hey, bro, can you help me change a tire? He's like, I don't know how to do that. He's like, what? And it's almost like they can't do there's a song.
But...
There's a song out there. I don't know what the girl's name is. She seems kind of slutty, but she was singing about like nothing gets her like more riled up than a man fixing something and then building something for her and doing this and doing that. And it's like, isn't this something that guys should already be doing? Why the hell does that? It's become so rare in today's society for a man to know how to do basic man shit that it's a turn on for women. It's so gross. I'm like, dude, why are you getting rewarded for something you should already be doing? Women sing songs about it, about like, like if a man, blah, 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 changing a tire, whatever. And it's like, every guy should learn to do that. You should learn to do that when you're a kid.
How much country are you listening to? That sounds like a country song.
A lot. No, and no, this is.
When do you listen to country?
What do you mean?
You listen to more rock than country.
I like country.
But you're not listening to it daily.
I listen to it twice a day. So, so that's not like our society. It seems like, you ever heard that term where it says hard men make good times make weak men make hard times, and then hard times make strong men. So it's a cycle. And you've never heard that quote?
No.
Yeah, that's just what it is. It's like, strong men in society make everything smoother because they're taking care of it, right? And they're keeping everybody safe. It becomes so safe that the newer generation of men are growing up in this safe environment. Hold on, let me get my cat out of here. Get out of here, you freak. Get out of here, you freak.
The cat on camera.
No, he's about to jump.
I just heard it. I just heard a meow. Please bring him on.
Titan.
Is it? Yes, it's Titan. Please bring Titan on.
Titan.
I love Titan.
Titan. Come here.
The coolest cat.
Titan.
Oh, the precious boy.
All right, get out
I
of here.
think he deserves a spot on the show.
I think he does.
I really do. He's pretty precious. Did you just give him a chip?
Yup. He'll eat it too. He ate a mouse today. Anyway, so society becomes so soft because men have made it safe, strong men, and then these soft men that just grow up in this soft society become soft. And then because everything becomes so much harder because the real men are gone, then hard times begin. And then with hard times, men in the new generation, they're like, man, everything is so shitty. I got to step up and learn to do something. So then they become hard men because they have to do it. And then guess what? And then those strong men make soft times.
Well, and this is why Lilith comes into play. She's like, women, step up, do your own thing, and take care of your own shit.
Yeah, and then that's how you get those funny video compilations of girls like trying to build something and it falls on them, or they get smacked in the face with a drill.
You know what? I built a wooden kitchen set for my kiddos. So you know what? I can build shit.
Where's your strong man? Anyway, so but that's what I mean. It's like, so then as these women become like, they come together and they're like, we can take care of stuff, we can do all these things, and then they begin.
We can take care of things.
That's how the Lilith worship comes in, and then the men have to step up, and then they're like, we'll make things easier again. That's why I love that quote, because sometimes I watch. So the other day, I pulled over because I watched this car pull over because he had a flat tire. And I saw this guy get out of the car with his wife, and they're both on the phone with roadside assistance. And I just sat there and I just watched them. And then I almost took a picture of myself saying, me watching someone make hard times. Just like watching these weak men.
God.
But he just stood there, right? And he was like confused, and he had flip-flops, and he's just like scratching his head. And then she's like on the phone, and he's like, dude, just change the fucking tire.
Okay, I even know how to do that. Come on.
But I mean, but this is modern men. So these are the type
of men. I don't
men,
choose to, but I know how.
These are the modern men that, worshiping Lilith. So back to the topic. No, it's just one of those things. How, to me, it's interesting when you watch it through a historical sense, how you watch the ups and downs, right? Like you watch, especially when it comes to society and women, like you have women that are mistreated, and everything just goes down. And then this worship actually sparks and it, right? And then eventually, if things get better or that generation dies off, it just goes away. But it always seems to come back.
It always comes back. Lilith is always just peering through,
peeking around the corner, and then
she really is
coming into your dreams. And then next thing you know, you're setting your bush on fire near a campfire. So no, but it's one of those things where it's all right, blasphemer. So I'm going to ask you, okay?
Why?
As a witch, as a witch, what does this mean to you? Like when you start looking at all these things, like I want to get your perspective up, because a lot of people have their opinions, but they have no real connection with it.
That's the hardest question, though.
It should come natural and flow.
No. I'm just kidding. No, so I think I have mentioned this on the show before. That the deity I mostly follow is Selene. I've mentioned that on the show before, haven't I? Mm-hmm. Okay, so for me, I feel like Selene is the light side of my craft, and Lilith has officially become the dark. Lilith is my shadow work.
So, are you saying you're going to start working on things like hexes and curses?
Beware.
It doesn't work on me. So, and that's interesting because you do see that a lot, right? You see that a lot. You see, a lot of, so there's people out there that specialize in, that's all they do is they do the hexes, they do all these things, and I
feel like they shouldn't focus so. Like for me, hexing is new. For me, yeah, I am still building that because I feel like up until probably maybe even a month ago, that wasn't something I was into. But now I'm like, you know what? karma sucks, and I can invoke that karma on you.
Do you think that came Titan? Do you think that came from this, or okay? So here's the question. Okay, do you think
Your cat.
that? Yeah, it's stupid.
I love it.
So do you think that the worship of Lilith, do you think that came, because there was something going on where you felt like there was just darkness in you and all kinds of shit? Or do you think that once this thing came along, then you started to kind of focusing more your energy on?
Definitely the first.
So you think that's what it was just like a
Yeah.
spotlight, and it's like, hey, what's going on over here? Kind of like the cave, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what's going on over here?
What's going on over here? Let's fuck shit up.
So damn, such a dark chapter.
I'm such an asshole.
So what happens now?
How do you mean? Am I gonna lean into more of my dark side? Is that what you're saying? Uh-oh.
Yeah, or is this gonna come in fate? You know, like what I mean? Like today, this month, I'm feeling this.
I feel I need to embrace it a little bit more.
Because I think you do a lot of more of the light work, like more of, this is how you get, energy. This is how you banish negative energy. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. And now, are you going to lean towards more like, this is how you do the spell for, happiness in the home? And it's like, and when you're super fucking pissed and somebody's pissed you off, this is how you fucking, you know what I'm trying to say?
Okay, not so much that. Because I'm not trying to brag or toot my own horn, but my house is under a very powerful protective spell. There are certain things that cannot come into my house that I have made sure of. There are certain things that pass through because that's just how it is in my house. I have little lighthouses in my house that just draw things in, which whatever. But I feel like I can use her to enhance, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. Sometimes you just sometimes, you ever seen that show? What the hell is that? They remade. There's an old movie called Lethal Weapon. There's a group of them, right? Then they remade the show with Damon Wayans and with. You never seen that?
I think the last time I saw that was in high school.
Okay,
so it's been, I'm going to age myself 17, 18 years.
So they made a show. I think it was on Hulu or something with Damon Wayans and was it Damon Wayans? Might have been Damon Wayans. One of the Wayans brothers. There's 50 of them. So, and it was based off of Lethal Weapon. It was more of a modern take, and the character of Briggs is supposed to be this crazy guy, right? He's crazy. He's this cop that doesn't care. He's he gets done whatever he has to get done. And there's a great episode where there's this psycho, right? And there's psycho. He's terrorizing this hospital, and then Briggs runs in and he starts climbing up this elevator, and one of the cops is
I need to watch this.
Yeah, it's a great show. And he's like, who's that? And then the cop is like, that's our psycho, and he goes after it. It's such a great thing, So
oh my hell.
So it's a great line because there's a psycho loose, and then he's like, who the hell's this guy? Because he starts just climbing up the elevator, and he's like, that's our psycho, so it's almost like that's
what my family says about me. That's our psycho.
That's our psycho. Schizophrenic. So it's one of those things where it's almost like, I guess, that you do need a little bit of that edge, right? And you're like, I'm going to invoke my psycho, to kind of, because.
When it comes to witchcraft, if you feel like you want to practice or anything like that, you have to embrace the shadow work. You have to. If you don't, you're not going to be able to find out exactly what you want out of your craft and what kind of witch you want to be out of your craft as well.
So we got to close out the show pretty soon. So here's a question. So if there's somebody out there who feels like they're getting pulled into this, into mysticism or sorcery, like what is your advice for them to like find their way? Because there's many ways, and that's one thing that people don't know about this type of thing, is because they'll arrive and they want to start something, and then they'll go online and they find like a group of and then they're like this doesn't feel right, and then they have the
problem,
and they have okay, so two things happen. Number one, these witches are like, well, then it's not for you, then this is not for you, the magic is not for you.
No.
But it's not like that. No, the type of magic that you're using is not for that person, and then that person gets discouraged, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or number two,
here's the thing is, people will put out there, in order to practice, you have to have crystals, you have to have sage, you have to have this, you have to have this. You don't need any of that. You don't need anything. Literally, the only thing you need is yourself. That's it.
So, oh man. So
you don't even need a freaking candle.
Yeah, no, you should be able to use anything, around you or yourself.
Just go meditate. That's it.
Huh. And
that's it.
That's great advice, because there's probably somebody out there that wants to get involved, but they're like, I tried it, I hate it. Why do you hate it? Well, because the people were mean, or it just didn't click with me, and it just didn't. It's like, or you were just looking at the wrong type, or you're looking at the wrong deity. Yep. Right?
Exactly. And I feel like a lot of modern witches are putting out there, you have to find your deity. You have to choose a certain quote unquote brand of witchcraft to follow. You really don't. So, do your research, see what resonates with you, meditate on it, and find your own craft.
So, okay. So what's a really popular one right now? Deity. A lot of people are like, oh, Hecate. Yeah. And
Hecate people are like, this, Hecate that.
And then everybody's like, because they think that this is what sorcery is, right? And they go and they try to do this stuff.
To me.
And it doesn't feel right or doesn't click, and they're like, fuck, maybe it's not for me, but then it's because they're looking at the wrong deity, because everybody just hammers it, and the craft of the ancient way is almost lost, because now it's more of what's popular, right?
It is, and it's sad. Like, recently, I would say, how long ago was it? It's been within the past 4 months or so. I joined a very public group, a very public witch group on Facebook. Okay, probably had, I think it had 15,000 plus members or something like that. And I reached out on there and I said, hey, I am a cosmic witch. This is what I practice. Is there anybody else that practices this? Every single comment I got, what's that? What's that? Cosmic witch? What's that? And that is the oldest form.
Yeah.
And nobody knew what it was, because everybody is so focused on modern witchcraft, which is all centered around Hecate. And no offense to Hecate, she is a great deity. She's phenomenal, but she's not mine.
Yeah, it doesn't.
In any way, shape, or form. I don't resonate with her at all. She has never called to me. I have never really even looked into her at all.
Yeah, and if you do,
is number one right now.
If you look, you get a lot of modern interpretations, and you have to dig to get the original story, right?
There is a lot, and like her sides are like Celine is one of her sisters, and I can't remember her other sister. Who's the other one? It's Hecate, Celine, and another one.
And there's one called I don't know if it's the one you're thinking of, but there's one called Luna. There's a couple of them.
I think it is Luna. It's another moon one.
So they
But I
all,
feel like Lilith should be included because she's the dark phases of the moon.
yeah, but she's more demonic. You know.
But see, with Lilith, I feel that she's not just a demon, she's also a goddess. And she is the first wife of Adam. She is those three things to me. Like, when I think of Lilith, I'm like, Eve, fuck that bitch.
Hey, Evil's cool.
I'm all about Lilith. I like Adam's first wife. Which is funny because, like, modern Mormons or Mormons, period, are like, one wife. You can't have any other. You have to have one marriage. And it's like the one male that you look to for your origin story had two wives.
Yeah.
And a lot of your people were polygamists too. And
well, I was gonna say not two wives. I think you missed the mark there. More like 13, but a lot of them underage.
I mean, my great grandpa had like 8.
So I think that they stopped practicing polygamy until I think it was 1920 something in the United States when
they
cracked down on them.
still do.
So, well, no, this is what I was going to say is the mainstream one. So what ended up happening was when the government came down, they're like, look, if you want to be recognized as a religion and you want to get all the benefits of a religion, you have to follow our constitution. And they're like, okay, you know what? God just told me that we can only have one wife. And then what ended up happening was groups of them fled out to places like Mexico, Nevada, and then they had their polygamous camps. There's places in Utah where it's like small towns run by polygamists. Idaho, this
and
area.
Idaho. Yeah.
Yeah, polygamy, they're moving over here. So anyway.
They love it.
Yeah, to me, that's just like, damn, you have more than one. You know how annoying that would get?
You know what? I am not going to lie. Having more than one spouse sounds like a nightmare.
It sounds fucking awful. Like,
that sounds horrible.
It's just so annoying. Like the women chatter, gross. Anyway, all right. So we
you
forgot
want to fight right now?
No, man. So we got to do our sponsors.
Oh, we got to.
So today's episode is brought to you by Lottie. So go ahead and it'd be cool if she had like a Lilith box. Look, by Lottie, use the promo code.
I'm gonna ask.
You should use the promo code Nightmare and get 15% off any purchase above $30. Don't be cheap. Get a nice $45 box. It'll be worth it. I'm serious. Bunch of cool shit.
You almost made me spit out my drink. That's alcohol abuse.
Also brought to you. What? Alcohol abuse. Shut up. Also brought to you by the Ghost Man, Sean Burris. And, you know, Groceries and Ghost. A single man's journey. So check him out at Shadow Nation Podcast. Doesn't matter. That was a show. Shadow Nation Podcast on YouTube or ShadowNationPodcast.com. Also check out Paranormal Unveiled. Paranormal Unveiled. Nathaniel of the Dark Static Voices. What? Get his book. It's called Downloading the Paranormal Positions for You and all your needs. So go ahead and check that out. It's a great book. Also brought Render the Darkness. Check them out on YouTube. Great stuff. It's all good shows. Also by Dreamscape Chronicles. So many damn sponsors. Dreamscape Chronicles. Check them out on Spotify.
What is happening?
I don't know. People love us. So that's about it.
I do want to do a shout out though.
Oh,
we need to shout out Spooky Ooky Paranormal because they have been sharing our stuff and being amazing.
Spooky Ookie Paranormal for all your paranormal needs. So also, I forgot. Us. So T Public, get a shirt, get a hoodie. It's hoodie
Yeah.
season, guys. So get a nice hoodie. I'm probably gonna put out a new design maybe this week. I just need to finish it up. I've been so lazy. I've only been putting up like the raw sketches without finishing them. So
What is wrong with you?
just time, and also I'm so tired.
Do I need to like ship you an order of Monster energy drinks or something?
Yes, I also love Zapple. Anyway, so Zapple, it'll make you go through puberty twice. So that's it. So
Oh,
remember, guys, to always look both ways, especially if you find yourselves on Nightmare Road.
yep. Okay, bye. Is it gonna end? Bye.